for me, it's very important to make any character real. Like, if you see it, like you told me, when you see Okay Kanmani, doesn't look like acting. That's what I always want. I don't think I've ever felt that rooted, because you see, I'm from Bangalore. So I'm always an outsider everywhere. So I'm unable to see language and culture as a barrier. It never feels like a barrier. It's a responsibility of media and films to sort of make a positive impact on people.
Hi everyone, joining us today is Nithya Menen. We will soon be seeing her in Prime Video's Breathe, and we'll be seeing her alongside Abhishek Bachchan after her debut, which she made last year with Mission Mangal. So, Nithya, welcome to the Quint. I want to ask you, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm at home in Bangalore, and we've been having great weather here, and I've been having a great time. I love the uncertainty of this whole thing. I think the lockdown has been quite productive for me. I've done a lot of stuff.
I want to ask you, when you enter a space like Hindi cinema, where you know that a lot of it is about box office, a lot of it is about how stars perform on the big screen. What was the most difficult part for you personally when you were making your Hindi debut, so to say?
I don't think there is any marked difference between any of the industries and how it operates in terms of being commercial or not. Like, there's, I think, equal number of films made that are commercial, and then there are some that are made that are more niche. To be very honest, for me, starting off in Hindi was till today like a really nice experience. I don't know if it's just the projects that I have done or so far, but Mission Mangal was so fun. Like, it was just, I mean, we were such a nice group of people. We were such a good team. Eat together, and we would chill together all the time. And I didn't see any stars around. I didn't see anything like that. Akshay and Vidya, they were the nicest people, most normal, most humble. Breathe was again like a brilliant experience for me. I loved the whole crew of Breathe, and they're some of my favorite people. A lot of the cast is also very good friends of mine, Amit, and so Mayank, the director. So I've had honestly a great time. I've seen like a really good side to it.
But did taking to Hindi, was that a challenge to begin with? Even though I understand that you have a penchant for grasping languages, you've worked in different languages, of course. But what was it to get the diction right, to get the impression right? Was that difficult, or how did you take to it?
It was not difficult. For me, like, if I'm not speaking the language for too long, if I was, like in doing films in the South, I wouldn't be speaking Hindi so much. So then I haven't spoken for a while. So that obviously makes it a little bit like initially, but it takes me like 2 or 3 days to just acclimatize. When you don't converse, continuously, then the fluency gets a little bit, staggered.
What I understand that you don't have formal training in acting, like you didn't go to like an acting school, right? So
Yeah.
I also watched an interview of yours where you said that you wanted to be a war journalist, and that till very recently you did not sort of know that this was going to be the long haul for you, like acting was going to be your profession. So what
Yeah.
changed in that period around 2016, 2015, that you decided to do this, that you accepted yourself as an actor? What happened?
Well, what happened is a very personal and very deep thing that happened. It was very spiritual, to be honest. Um, I basically had a realization that this was a spiritual path, and that it was always meant to be. So that changes everything. When you truly have an experience, it automatically, like an automatic reaction, it changes the way you look at things and the way you perceive things. this sort of profession and this thing that I've been given, these are not skills that I honed. I didn't practice or I didn't try to do anything. So clearly, it's a gift. It's been given to you, and you didn't do anything to really, make it happen. So then I realized that when you've been given something, you need to try and understand why. So then there's a reason for it. So then I found a reason, I found a purpose, and then I decided, and then I started to feel so much love and so much, joy towards films. And I was like, why didn't I see this before? This is such a beautiful place. Look at this beauty.
But like when you are on a film set and there are people who have gone to say an acting school, have know what they're doing, does that ever like put you in an uncomfortable space that this person has been to an acting school, probably know what they're doing? I mean, I'm talking way back when you started. Did that ever happen?
I don't remember from my very first film ever being nervous or ever being worried about it. I did my first film with Mohanlal, and he was the biggest actor you could do a film with, and it didn't matter to me. So it's not something that you only get nervous and you worry when you've been wanting it, when you've been chasing it. When it just comes and falls on your lap, then you pretty much un you're a bit indifferent to the whole thing. So acting always came almost so naturally to me that I didn't have to ever make an effort.
Also been very breezy in the roles that you've played, like you've sort of been yourself. And really, when one is looking at your performance, like I distinctly remember Okay Kanmani because I think I've watched it like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times over. So it really doesn't feel like you are putting in something different. It really feels like it's your personality. With Breathe, you are playing the mother. And what was it prepping for the role? Like, what was prepping for the role like?
Understanding the character, really not so much, but when you're performing, then there is something else, because suddenly now you have to perform a hypothetical situation, and I have to imagine only what this would feel like. Not because I don't think a person who's even has a child will be able to completely tell you what they may do in a situation like that. So I realized, oh, I wouldn't know unless I'm actually in that situation. I wouldn't know actually how I would react or what I would do, because it's a very bizarre and unique situation that you put in. What you're seeing in the trailer and everything is a small part of it. There's more to come, and I wanted to make it real. Like, for me, it's very important to make any character real. Like, if you see it, like you told me, when you see Okay Kanmani, it doesn't look like acting. That's what I always want. I want somebody to watch it and think, yes, this person is real, this person exists, and this person is a real person. That was the challenge. That maybe before the take or something like that, even a couple of minutes before the take, um, sometimes I'll just be like, okay, just you know put everyone out of the picture and just like, you know get into your zone and just think, okay, look, this is the situation you're in. what would you what would you do if you were here? And then I'll take all that panic and just like, put it into the scene.
Last year, I interviewed Dulkar and I told him that he was doing his second Hindi project. And I told him that we want to see you in more Hindi films. And he was like that, my home ground will always be Malayalam cinema. Do you also feel that whatever may happen, no matter how many offers might come from other languages, your mother tongue is your home ground and that's what you owe it to?
No, not at all. I don't think I've ever felt that rooted, because you see, I'm from Bangalore. So I'm always an outsider everywhere. So if you ask Malayalis, they'll say, oh, she can't even speak Malayalam properly. So am I a Malayali? Am I a Keralite? I'm not a Keralite. I am from Bangalore. What do they speak? Kannada in Bangalore. I've done some of my most successful films in Telugu. That's one of the audience that I'm very connected to. But of late, I've been doing a lot of Tamil. So I'm not so strongly rooted in a particular language, and by nature as well. I'm not someone who I'm actually someone who loves new spaces. I love exploring new languages. I love learning new languages, and every language that I get into, I become one of them. Like I become one there. I feel very connected. It's a natural state of being. The connection is towards human beings, not towards a language or a place or some kind of cultural identity. I am I am a so and so. It's not coming from there. My connection is very strongly with human beings. I connect to people. So I'm unable to see language and culture as a barrier. It never feels like a barrier.
Lately we've seen a lot of debate around beauty standards in India, and you're somebody who has been a part of the entertainment industry. You understand different cultures also because you've worked in different languages. You understand people. I want to ask you, how much influence do you think movies have in appropriating societal beauty standards?
I'm sure quite a bit. I mean, but I don't think that people can just change just because of seeing films. It's not that like a person who's very open-minded will suddenly watch films and see that this is the standard and they say, oh, I changed my mind. No, you connect to the level that you have always. So if you're a person who's close-minded, you will watch it and you will say, see, correct. You're just validating your views. So I don't fully think that, like, just because it's in films, that's why the entire population is becoming like that. No. But having said that, films is has a great responsibility in being able to make a positive impact, because you are able to reach people that nothing else can reach people in that way. So it's imperative and it's a responsibility of media and films to sort of make a positive impact on people and not promote things that will bring down an already the minds of people. If it's narrow, you don't sort of supply towards that narrow mindedness.
Are you somebody who would step in and like talk to the director or the writer about how you think probably a role is misogynistic or appropriating beauty
Of
standards?
course, of course, of course, I've done it before, but of course, if I notice that that's the general way in which the film is written, I'll just not do the film. But if I notice that certain things, certain words or certain scenes that I feel is, like you said, misogynistic or something like that, then I'll definitely say it. I'll say I don't want to say this because this is what it is. And a lot of times they get it. Most of the time they respect it. Some things are so done all the time that they don't realize, but I'm very sensitive to everything, and so I'll pick it out and I'll say, this, let's not use this word, or let's not do this like this, let's do it like that. Most of the directors, most of the people I work with, I choose in a way that they're able to connect with me and understand me. So it's never a debate, it's more of a discussion.
Thank you so much for doing this, Nithya. So happy to have you work more and more in Hindi also now.
So much. That's so sweet. I hope so too. I think once Breathe comes out, there will be a little more, you know, eyeballs on, actors and everything, even in the show. And I think that'll open up a lot more opportunities.